We'll do a couple of teams here, Jets and Eagles, a couple of midnight green teams here. It's tough to do all 32 teams. I'll tell you my favorite picks of the first round, all of my thoughts, probably on the next video. You guys can scroll through to the end. I could give you my thoughts on every single draft pick that was out there. But, tonight let's talk about the Eagles night. Very eventful. It's always Hollywood with Jeffrey Lurie. He is a Hollywood producer, so he's always going to make it interesting. He always wants to sell jerseys. And A.J. Brown coming into the fold, that's a phenomenal haul for the Eagles. You are paying him $25 million over 4 years, which is $100 million. 57 of it is guaranteed. I'm not sure how much of that is front-loaded or back-loaded money for A.J. Brown, but he does get, a bunch of money. Now, he's only guaranteed, though, $57 million, but it's still a really good deal. It's the going rate for wide receivers, but A.J. Brown is a great talent. You do have Devontae Smith. It puts pressure on Jalen Hurts to execute and be a really solid, big-time quarterback in this system. You don't know about the running backs, for example. They do end up getting Jordan Davis. That's a big run-stuffing player on the defensive line. You could do different things with the linebackers as well. The Eagles, though, did give up a lot of third and fourth rounders in this process. They didn't take Devin Lloyd, a linebacker. Apparently now linebackers do not matter in the National Football League. So I'll have to keep my eye on that. Safeties barely matter. Safeties are all going to pop off the board tomorrow, all in the second round. None of them are first round worthy other than Kyle Hamilton, because Kyle Hamilton is not really a safety. But, the Eagles, they go out there, they get A.J. Brown. I think he's going to be a good player for them. Now, A.J. Brown has cited, there's been some disagreement with him in Tennessee, so you're getting a disgruntled player. There's a reason he's a free agent, but again, it's because he probably wanted, a lot of money. It's not because his play on the field is phenomenal. I guess it might be all between the ears with A.J. Brown. He's overcome mental health struggles, which I give him credit for, but again, he's a guy that, posts a lot on social media. And is he going to be a big distraction going forward for the Eagles? How is he going to be in these 4 years for Philadelphia? I expect the first few years to be probably fantastic. That's the honeymoon stage. That's like T.O. and the Eagles. But, how well is this transition going to go? He does know Jalen Hurts really well. It could be a great fit for the Eagles. Again, at 18, you're getting a stud player. You use the money on a wide receiver. You're using up a lot of money on a wide receiver, but it seems like the NFL game now is all about stars and not all about team. All right. It seems like in the NFL, the way to win is just to build an elite level offense with really good quarterback, really good receiver. And that's pretty much all that matters. Now, offensive line for the Eagles, that you did get Dickerson. You do have Kelsey that's still there, Lane Johnson, Mailata, so you don't have a lot of depth on the offensive line in your second unit, but still, Jordan Davis is a really good pick, and then A.J. Brown is the biggest splash. He's a superstar, proven player. You don't have to worry about drafting a receiver. I think a lot of Eagles fans are really excited and happy when they see A.J. Brown. If it goes off the rails, it's really going to hurt Roseman because there is money tied into A.J. Brown, but again, the cap just keeps going up. So every time people freak out about money, it seems like there's always going to be, record, breaking deals that are always, it seems like the cap's always going up. The sport's just always getting popular, which, listen, it is great for A.J. Brown. It's great for the players that they're making so much money and that the league is constantly going up. Or will the Eagles get burned by allocating all this money into a receiver when there are so many wide receivers in the NFL? When you're paying for a wide receiver like this, will that hurt them that, hey, is it a team game or is it an individual game? Do stars win? Do superstar receivers win? Or is it more about the foundation of an entire unit, of an entire team? That's going to be something that's going to try to work itself out. But clearly now teams are drunk on drafting, the star wide receiver. That's what's going on in the National Football League. The Jets get Garrett Wilson, who I think is I know that I just joked around about the receivers, but Garrett Wilson's my favorite wide receiver. He's so he's so explosive with the football. He's the best route runner in the class. Again, he's untouchable. He's a great receiver. He's so tough, to line up and stay in front of, because he's got the best cutting ability in the class. He can catch the deep ball. He truly is going to be a special player. You pair him with Zach Wilson. You also get Sauce Gardner at number 4. I love that pick as well. You get guys that are really, really talented. You get guys, you get your long cornerbacks, and you got explosive players in the wide receiver and cornerback area. Then you dip back into the first round. You take Jermaine Johnson. Now, I'm not sure why the entire league passed on him. Was it personality? Was it him being overrated from the tape? There was a lot of lying that was being sold to the mock drafters out there about Jermaine Johnson, okay, and his and where he was going to go in this draft process. So is it because he's older? I mean, that's something that remains to be seen, with Jermaine Johnson and with the New York Jets. But what a fascinating couple of drafts by these guys. I think that the Jets, got much better. I love the way the Jets are going. I love the way that they're building their team. They didn't go tackle, though, but still a really, overall, I'd say really good drafting by the Jets. Jermaine Johnson remains to be seen and what they give away for that pick. The Eagles, kind of a mixed grade because you give up your entire back half of your draft, so you're pretty much banking on the stars. You're banking on your team already arriving, even though you've never arrived before. I'm not the biggest fan of the move. You're just spending huge money on a receiver that is a little bit hurt, and how well is this going to play out over the long haul? Are you going to get him for 4 years? Or are you going to keep him for 8 years of his contract? It could be very good in the short term. How is it going to be towards the back half of this deal? He is still in the prime of his career, and this is the going rate for wide receivers. Again, like if you like A.J. Brown, if you like having A.J. Brown constantly featured on your team, you're going to like this. A.J. Brown is a star player, but then I think that star wide receivers sometimes can get kind of big-headed and can take away from other parts of the team. But let's see how A.J. Brown, assimilates with this entire ball club here in Philadelphia. There's no denying the talent of A.J. Brown. It is going to be something really interesting to monitor, and let's see how successful it will be in Philadelphia.